Hey, what's up? This is your girl, sister. We trash talk out today, baby. And today I want to talk about something y'all that I haven't talked about in a very, very, very long time. And it's Mr. Alicio Bishop, aka Tyrese, aka Nature Boy, aka my Bargy, whatever he's calling himself. So, check this out, y'all. It's been a minute since I talked about this book. And one reason why I quit talking about him is simply because he does not deserve the praise. He doesn't deserve it at all. Like, when I tell you that this guy gets way too much exposure for me, and I just don't care for him at all. This man is 40 years old, and he still acts like a rejected kid. Serious. He acts like well, he needs help. He really needs help, to be perfectly honest. And anybody that follows behind this dude, they need just as much help. So let me shout out to the T. Shout out to the T, and because her content on Nature Boy over the years has been epic. I mean, like for a lot of uninterrupted. Like if you want to see content without a lot of talking, no, and there's no not or no shade to anyone else. Sometimes it's cool to hear what they're talking about because some people like SL Davis. I like her. I like quite a few. I don't want to start naming them because I'm gonna be off. Like I even like to watch World every once in a while, World News. But some of them, they talk along with the content, or it's like a panel of people and everybody's giving their input, and that's cool when you want to talk it out because sometimes you just like, I just want to just chop it up with people and see what they think about it. So that's cool. But like if you want to go and you really want to see some like the whole video uncut, like, well, it might be cut up a little bit, for the sake of time, because everybody knows when Nature Boy on there, he was on there for days at a time. So yeah. But the tea is that butter. I mean, she is good when it comes to that. So anyway, as everybody knows, Malia hasn't been in the spotlight for a few days. He hadn't been in the spotlight. Um, ever since he went off on her a few weeks ago, no, about a week or so ago. So check this out. He went off on her because he uh, he said something to the point of he's always talking about her vajayjay is the best in the house. That's the best. She has the best. Um, I'm trying to put it in a way that I won't get any YouTube trouble. Um, this is not for kids, so she has the best sex or what have you. And so he puts that out there, like, oh yeah, she has the best sex and this, that, and the other. They were riding in the car, and then all of a sudden Malia was like, "But what about my mind?" Ooh, that triggered him. That triggered him when she said, "What about my mind?" He was like, "What the f about your mind? Your mind is my mind. You think what I think. You think what I tell you. See, one mind, one soul, one being, one cell, one body, one this, one you are me. I'm you, you me." And blah. Oh my God! Then he got this militant thing. Man, everybody that knows that Nature Boy has several personalities, and you might see like a lot of them in one day. Some of them he is able to stick to uh for days at a time, for slints of time. But sometimes he's in and out of different personalities. And you may see a personality every freaking day. Like you might see 4 or 5 of them in one day. I'll name them off in a few minutes. But at this particular point, when she triggered him by saying that, oh my God, he was pissed at her. And she had to come back, and of course, she had to apologize, and she had to do this, that, and the other. And then you didn't see her for a minute. And everybody was like, oh, Malia left. She must be in the hospital. She must be. No, her butt was in the closet. She was in the closet on punishment. 9 times out of 10, that's what we do. Like, for those who don't know about this dude, when those grown men that you see in there, those grown women that you see in there, if they disrespect him to his from his perspective, he puts them in a closet. He puts them on a punishment, and he makes them stay in a closet without food for like days at a time. He put them in a closet. I think the only time he let them out is to go to the bathroom. But he makes them stay, and he might feed them, but he puts them in the closet, and they stay in the closet. I think somebody said the longest they known somebody to stay, one of them to stay in the closet was for 8 days. These are grown people, and he put them in the closet after he spanked on them, because all of them done have black eyes and been beat by him, and they let them. The men, I'm talking about the men included. Let me see. I've seen Pice with a black eye before. I seen True with his lip busted, his eye black before. I seen him push around Tron. Everybody know he beat Loyal up. All of them. And all the women get their tails snapped. All of them. And if he ain't beating them, the other dudes is beating them. You see Zoka walking around with a tooth missing. Zoka's like 22, 23 years old. She don't have no business with no gaps in her teeth like that. Her teeth are missing. Kenya, aka what's true? What's uh Jahumi's mama name? I can't even think of that child name right now. She is suck butt too, and I said suck butt, and I mean just what I said. Um. Anyway, oh God, what's her name? It'll come to me. It's her real name is Kenya though, but she she's been beat by True and Sheba. Her name is Sheba. There, anyway. So Sheba's been beat up. Um, the little mixed girl Kayla, aka I don't know. I can't think of that little fake name. Because sometimes I've been calling them by their real names for so long. But anyway, Kayla has been back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and she's been beat up. Of course, Velvet used to get beat up, and Tanisha, aka Malia, has been beat up a thousand quadrillion times. Joy, when she was there, was getting beat up, or Tori. Um, Stephanie, aka Serenity, whatever her new name is, she was getting beat up. I think the only one that never got jumped on was probably Fives, because her and Flo left, and that was a blessing. And they still together, happily married, and have had their second baby and everything, so they're doing great. And also Sheba and I forgot what he changed his name to, but it used to be anyway. All the rest of them, they're all doing good. The ones that are in Hawaii, they're doing well. They love together. So anyway, now that Malia is back out of the closet, and I don't mean that in a gender sexual orientation type of way. I'm sitting up here looking at this is absolutely ridiculous, y'all. But and I don't mean that in a sexual orientation kind of way, in a like sexuality type thing. When I say out of the closet, I mean she literally just got out the closet, not just got off the punishment. So now she's back with her goddess gear on. So he said recently she's not a, his queen, or she's not the queen or whatever. She's a goddess. Or she's not the empress, she's a goddess or something. Anyway, Miss Number One with the good stuff is out the closet off punishment. And so now she's back doing her little belly dance, um, seat dance for him with the little arms in it. Child, sit down. Sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down. Sit your ass down, girl. Sit your ass down. That's all I'm gonna wanna say. Sit down somewhere. So now they sitting around. He's in the middle of the room on a bed. Now he's Buddhist. They got incense burning. Everybody's sitting in a Buddhist style position with their legs folded. My mom used to call Indian style. Sitting on their behinds with the knee crossed at the ankle, with the feet crossed at the ankle, with their fingers pursed like they're trying to receive something. And incense burning, listening to some music, watching Malia move her hands all around. And he got a mirror so that you can see the whole room. He reflects the men sitting down, watching everybody eyes on him and Malia. And they all sitting here and they hours on end in their little gear, wrapped up in all these cloths. And it probably good and hot and funky up in that room. It's got that bitch. It's like 1,000 degrees of funk up in that room, baby. Cause you got those men. Now I don't know if y'all remember, but back when they were in the jungle, you remember they only groomed once a week, and that was on Wednesday. That's when they washed their hair. That's when they got the haircut. All of them had lice. All of them was they was defecating on trees, pissing in the garage, and every damn thing up. So now all the men, they were in Puerto Rico. Now they're back in Atlanta with him in the place that he purchased, or whatever you want to call it. And they're all living there, and the men living in the garage. They living in the garage. Now, do you know how all this is being funded? Everybody is putting their chips in the pot. That means the welfare checks, the SSI checks, the allotment checks, um, the PPP money. All it is put in one pot, and Nature Boy tells them what to do with it. They eat when he says eat. They eat what he says eat. They have one cook who rations out the food. The only ones that really eat freely is Nature Boy. Now, before those girls, before they brought all of them back together, and it was just him and the girls. Oh, honey, when he was out there trying to live like Pitbull out in Puerto Rico, he was out there on yachts and drinking, and they was out eating in restaurants every week, every day, hanging out in the clubs, getting drunk. And then he come home and he whoop up a few of them, screw them their brains out, and then put them back in the corner or whatever he was. They had them beating on each other. Oh my God. So now we're sitting all around in this one little room. Look like the room might be, I don't know, maybe 15 by 15, maybe the average size of a bedroom, maybe 15 by 15, if that. I don't know. But they're all sitting around. Everybody else sitting on the floor. Him and Malia sitting on the bed. Incense burning, music playing, she waving her little funky arms all around. All of these men, it's all 6, 8 men sitting on the floor. All of his supposed to be wives and the rest of them. Now, mind you, ain't nobody got a woman but him. All the other guys don't have women. I don't know if some of you might be new to listening about this Nature Boy dude, but let me tell you something. Every woman that has come through there, he has sex with first, unless he's just not attracted to her. Now, there are some that he just ain't turned on to, but he assigns who they go to. He assigns who they, and then he will give them a wife, but most of the time it's for show only. They're not allowed to touch her. Zoka was screwing Nature Boy while she was pregnant with Solar's baby, and that baby died. Solar's heard about that. Zoka, oh well, it is what it is. She didn't want the baby anyway. And she didn't want the baby by him. She's so far up Nature Boy's tail. So that she's sitting down with the rest of them. They're all sitting around in this 100 rooms of funk, 100,000 degrees of funk. And I bet you it's thinking. They ain't got no tussie, no degree, no minus the funk dollar store deodorant, nothing on. No baby powder, no after shower, nothing. You understand me? They just sitting up here just thinking for no reason with some incense burning. And all of them got something. They itching or dripping something. And he don't let them wear bras, panties, or drawers. They just walking around jiggling free. And Sheba's stuff hangs so low. I'm darn near 60. I got a reason. If my stuff going soft. But she in her 20s. What's hers do? She need to tie them things up and strap them behind her back in order to get some support. She's swinging low. And she walking around with no bra on. Nipples touching her kneecap. It's terrible, I tell you. It's terrible. So they're walking around here thinking the men out there, in they pants. And he goes because somebody called the police or the police because nobody was seeing Malia. Now that's one thing about the trolls. Trolls be on his tail. So because they haven't seen the police and seen Malia in a while, they called the popo. Sent him to his house, where they live. The police come out. Oh my goodness. They all the ladies come and answer the door, and they're all in white. Everybody's in white. They look so beautifully organized and well put together. So they greet the officer at the door, and the officer is quite impressed because he finds no fault. He sees nothing. So what he decide to do, he go head on and he leave. You understand me? Greet him at the door, shaking. Well, whoever would touch him, because some of them wouldn't even touch him because they scared of the repercussions. So they greet him and they leave out the door. The next thing you know, as soon as he shut the door, like nature boy true fashion, he started talking smack. Notice he never started talking yang until a person that he feels threatened by, is gone or not close. That's the only time he started talking yang yang. So when the police gone, he started talking. Meanwhile, he got his fake soldiers standing at the tension at the bottom of the stairs, and they standing with like their hands ready, like they ready to in jiu-jitsu style or something, ready to perform martial arts, and can't none of them fight. You understand me? None of them. But they want to sit up here because they ready to die for their master. They ready to die for their savior. He gonna lead them straight to hell with gasoline draws on. And their day is soon to come. But this man is so mixed up. When I tell y'all that he has so many different religions that he follows, he does not follow any one particular religion. 1 minute, his personalities go like this. 1 minute he's chief. And that's when he bosses them around and telling them what to do. The next minute he's a teacher. And he look all dignified with his teachers on. You got to understand that this is the way it goes. And when I'm giving you downloads, you need to listen. That's his teacher. And then you got his militant. The white man is the devil. The white man is the devil. The black man got a white man complex. The white man is the white man. That's his little militant. And then you got his little player. Like, yeah, these are my women. I take care of my homes. Come in. Then he got his little stripper Tyrese. When he want to feel like when he get liquored up, and he go out in the club, he want to perform for everybody, looking like a idiot. Man, he's 40 years old. When he out here doing stuff that my 16-year-old grandkids don't do. So he got him flipped over, and then damn, he doing his old male gay for pay stripper moves. You understand me? Popping, locking it, and all this other stuff, performing for the people. That's when he in his tripper Tyrese mode. Then when he want to be his daddy mode, that's when he start crying. I want to see my daughter. I don't never get to see my kids. My son is this, my boy is that. And then that passes. And then he in his pimps and hoes mood. That's outside of the player. Player is like, don't talk to my woman. That's my woman. She my woman. That's when he is player. But his pimps and hoes is, you do what I tell you to. When I say drop, you drop. When I say move, you say you move. Then he got his protective move, like, all of you are my children. All of you are my children. You all are a part of me. We're one cell, one body, one this, one that. When I drop a download, you're supposed to be at my feet, eating it up. He got all of these, and then he's got that Dr. Bishop thing when he's a love doctor. And he's educated. He has all these personalities. And that ain't even all of them. Then he got a little freak. When he on there making Malia slurp him down on live. And she performing oral sex on him. Or he making videos on I forget the name of that y'all know the name of that site that everybody doing now. You gotta pay to get on there. I forget the name of it. You gotta pay for a subscription, and they do news stuff and all that kind of stuff. Fans only fans, something like that. So he got one of them, and they on there doing all kind of little freak nasty stuff because he was doing it on Instagram, and people kept reporting. But he would be on there turning it out. I mean, oh my God, he freak nasty with all of them. And he got them all in the bed. He was doing it with it in the dark, so you couldn't see anything, but you can hear everything that was going on. It was just, that's one of his other moves, or his other personality. And then you got the personality where He feel like he's the God of all gods. I'm God, nigga. I'm God. All these different personalities, and you bound to see all of them in one day. And with every personality, his countenance changes, his facial expressions, and just go from day to day. Just pick videos, find the videos, and pick videos from different days of the week or different weeks of the month, and you will see exactly what I'm talking about. Even his clothes change. You'll find him in a sweatshirt and whatever. He being nasty and militant. When you find him all dressed up and he feel like he looking good and sexy, that's his Mr. Lover time. When he all clean and then all in white, he trying to be deep, trying to be seen. When you find the hair all wrapped up in that feather in his hair, that's when he being spiritual. His guru stuff. He got his glasses on. That's when he trying to be intellectual and spit knowledge. So 1 minute he's sitting up here and he's talking about militant things, or he's praising Allah. The next minute he's saying, I'm not the God, but I'm God. All black men are gods. We are all gods, and this, that, and the other. But he go right back to saying, I am God. I'm the Christ. And then he changes the names. If you ever follow those, it was this the Christ, that the Christ. Then it was Avatar, and then it was this one. Oh my God, they just changed the name so many times. Every time he changed his mood, they changed their name. And if you can remember, if any of you remember the movie The Wiz, and you remember when they were going to see the Wiz, they finally got there. And the Wiz kept changing the color. And he would say, not attention, attention. The color is no longer gold, it's green. They start saying, I wouldn't be caught on the scene in green and red. I wouldn't be caught dead in red. I'm on the scene in green. And they would change it. Then he say, well, the color is red. I wouldn't be seen on the scene in green. I'd rather be, they change the song. That's how he is about everything. Like whatever mood he is, he changes. So after the police left, the next thing you know, here he comes, being all militant. Then so because Malia was on punishment, he had Iyiah sitting next to him. And when I tell you, Iyiah, that's a rubber. She's like a rubber band. She's like a rubber band. Iyiah stretches and pulls whatever way he want her to pull. She will never be his desired one. He tells her that to his face. She loves him. Now, when I say love, 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 she loves that man's dirty drawers. She loves him. And she just wants him to love her back. So she'll take it any way she can get it. If she the maid and the cook, she's going to be that. At one point, she was even demoted as baby Eliana's pacifier. I don't know if y'all remember that. But he used to tell her, let the baby suck your nipple while Velvet go get dressed or this, that, and the other. You hear me? Ain't no milk coming from nowhere. So she was just using her breast as a pacifier for the baby. Because when I tell you. So she'll take it anywhere she can get it. So while Malia was out on punishment, yeah, what's her name? Iyiah kneeling next to him. Iyiah got in trouble because he kept telling her to stay in the frame, stay in the camera, stay in the frame. Well, first of all, it's hard to stay in the frame when you're on the floor, number one, and he's sitting up in the chair. And then he got the camera aimed at himself and not you. He had scooted over a little bit, but he kept hogging the camera. So he got mad. So he told her, what did I tell you? Didn't I tell you to stay in the front? Go give me 25 squats. Go now, right now. So she's in the camera now. It just so happened when she was sitting next to him, you couldn't see her in the camera because he was hogging. But when he told her to go do those squats in the corner of the room, He had the camera set so you can count every squat she did. He made that girl sit there and do some squats. And then he told her, now go get you some water and come back and sit down. And this time stay in the front. Oh my God. Why they let them treat him like that? Who the freak does that? Who the freak does that? And then after Malia's punishment is up, now she's back. He got this feather sticking out the top of his head. 990 Babaji, 990 Babaji. They bowing and cursing and incense and Buddhist statues and Buddhist statues in one corner, African art in the other corner. Uh, 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 Farrakhan posters probably in another corner, and he's so freaking confused, and they are just as confused as he is. So meanwhile, let them enjoy themselves. Everybody in there probably funky, stinking, hungry, stomachs growling, and tired from sitting on that hard ass floor with their fingers pursed together like they pinching something. With the exception where every once in a while he'll tell a stale joke and they'll get an opportunity to break that freeze frame face they got and bow. This is ridiculous. This is absolutely ridiculous. But if that's the way they want to live, they want to live. This man, he looks like he looked like, when I tell you they look like Pebbles and Bam Bam Flintstone sitting up here. He got these big yabba dabba do ass feet looking like he been outside lifting up cars and giving them a running start. Um, these guys looking ungroomed, unhealthy, leaving their family, they hiding the kids and the wives. He's sitting on with an abundance of alcohol, weed, and edibles and anything else they want, and they listening to this. Stop the whole madness. Throw the whole organization. Throw the whole code away. Shut the cameras down. He get too much press. Anytime you start getting recognized by celebrities and you get interviewed by Jason, what's his name? I can't think. I don't know why I can't think of people's name. And Tokyo Tony and all these other people, and you got people coming in Toxic Diamond, and that she was a suck butt too. When she did that little interview, after that, I don't even watch her content no more. Matter of fact, I started unfollowing her because she was in his tail so bad. She was all up in his butt. When she was there, I king this and king that girl bye. Okay, bye-bye. Get your life. And I'm gonna tell you something. They bring a bad name on what I ever known polygamy to be all about. Let me tell you something. My great aunt was a polygamist. She was. How you doing? My great aunt was a polygamist. God rest her soul. But baby, she had her husband and she had her man. And they all lived under the same roof. If I'm lying, I'm flying. Her man took care of her and her husband. He washed their clothes. He prepared their dinner. He drove them around. Made sure that my uncle had everything he needed for work when he went to work next day. You understand me? And they had an understanding. He slept wherever. My uncle always had his privacy, his own bedroom. But he was her husband. He died her husband. And they were still in the same house. All my life, my auntie had her man and her husband living in the same house. She ran that. But they had an understanding. It wasn't nothing like all this. What's going on? You swap and you go here, you swap. And guess what? My aunt had like 2 or 3 sets of kids, but she was still married to my uncle. where them other children came from. Hey, my goodness. I knew their daddies though. And they had about 2, 3 of them daddies going up in there. I just called, but they all had the same last name. My uncle's last name. You hear me? But they knew who their real daddy was. That was some crazy mess. But you learn when you a kid, that ain't your business. You just, yes, ma'am, yes, sir, and keep it going. But when I grew up, I had a heck of a story to tell. I tell you the truth. But this, what he calling polygamy, that's not polygamy. That's abuse. He tossed them women back around because see, if she your wife, she your wife. If she your woman, she your woman. But she can't be your woman, then his woman, then come back to you, then go back to him, then go to a different, then come back. Then Iyiah has been with him. Iyiah has been with Tron. Iyiah has been with who else? She been with a few guys. She has been with him, with True, back to him, with True, back to him. Meanwhile, a baby came. Back to him, which to the point to where when the baby was born, they said, we ain't gonna know who the baby daddy was until he born and see what he looked like. Because True got a look about him, and I got a look, and you'll definitely be able to. And they, I guess we'll be brother wives if it's my baby. It turned out it was True's baby. But guess what? She back on him again. And they go back and forth. Same thing with Zoka. Zoka was with Zoka came there when she first came there. She was with Pice, and she was crazy about Pice. They were making dances together. She was with Pice, and he left Pice. Then she went to Solar. Then she came to him and back. Then no, that was Malia that came, and Malia was with Pice. But and Zoka, and then she can't end up with Solar. He took Malia from Pice, and Pice had the girl he had the baby with, and he sent that girl away. So now don't nobody got a woman but him, and he got all of them, and he been back and forth with all of them. And Iyiah, he don't. He, I mean, it's terrible. It's terrible, and it's not called polygamy. It's a cult. It's brainwashing. It's terrible. But he need to go have a seat with his old big flat footed, stinking looking, going bald and trying to hold on to nothing but a fantasy, having gator mouth. He need a dentist 911 braces, abusive paddle foot, hunchback walking, crazy looking, sideways smiling, goat sheep clothes wearing. I want to be a star, rock star, acting. I'm a spiritual guy, but I smoke weed and eat mushrooms and drink liquor, beating on my wife. I'm a black man, king, no money having, money grabbing, broke back mountain, gay for pay, crab in a bucket mentality, funk box having, loose booty hole, but I'm not gay. I'm in denial. Confused, bipolar, multiple personality disorder having. I want to be a thug looking. I'm really a OG trying to be, I can do what you can do better acting. No good piece of trash is exactly what he is. And that's been my commentary. Yep, that'll be it. So I'm gonna stop it right here. I call it as I see it, y'all. I call it as I see it. All the rest of them, Malia need to go home, and you know, she all of them need to go home. They need to live. But anyway, that's all I got for tonight. Please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and support my channel. I thank you for tuning in. I love you on purpose, and there's nothing you can do about it. And I don't say goodbye because goodbye is permanent. So I just say later for now. Can. Yes, it can. Yes, it can. And I rose because it can. I'll holler at you later. See ya.